there it is.
Nobody on yet. Maybe there won't be anybody on tonight. Wow, here comes Yellow Vet. Hey, what's up, guys? All right, what's up, Justin? Thanks for joining, buddy. There's another Justin. What's up, Justin? Hey, Curtis, how are you, man? Thanks for joining me tonight. PC's here. What's up, PC? I hope you got a drink in your hand, buddy. Let me see that Fiero. What's going on, buddy? How are you? Thanks for joining me.
Oh, there it is.
Two Justins with vets, that's right. Hey, Robert, what's up, man? Thanks for joining me. Not a Justin. What's up, Mike? Hey, Gary, thanks for joining in, man. We're gonna get started here in a little bit. I have my wife has volunteered to actually help us out here so that we can, hey, AC, what's up, man? So that we can keep the conversation going while I'm under the car doing this oil change. So, yeah, so my wife, Courtney, is there. She's gonna give us a hand. What's up, Cole? Cole, look at that. I cleaned up the C5 for you, buddy. There you go, man. Can you start with a rip? Yep, I actually intended to start with a rip. Yep. So we're gonna fire the C7 up, get a little bit of heat in it before we put it up on the max jacks and start the oil change. Hey, Pete, what's up, man? Hey, what's going on? Guys, don't be afraid to keep the conversation going. Hey, Craig, how are you? Yes, please crack your favorite beverage now. So we have our favorite beverages here. When are you going to be back? May? Back to your place? Dark Side, what's up, buddy? Cheers. All right, we got about 18 people on right now. Oh, no, that's for Justin. Okay, the other Justin. That's right. We have two Justins on here with Corvettes. One just bought a C6. Yes, hit the thumbs up, you guys. So if you're on your phone commenting right now, what you have to do is you have to close out the discussion, and then you can hit the thumbs up button, and you can reopen the comment section there. So go ahead and close down the discussion, and then you can fire it back up after you hit that thumbs up button. Hey, Joe. Hey, what's going on? Joey Viper's on. Yeah, he's another guy I have in my phone, first name and then last name, the type of car. So Joe's got a Viper. Hey, Chemical Spore, what's up, buddy? Staying healthy so far, so good, although I think my allergies have been kicking in here lately. All right.
Instead of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Hey, Go C6. What's up, buddy? Project 30, what's going on, man? Jack and Coke kind of night, all right. Hopefully everybody has their favorite beverage. We're gonna do a toast in a little bit here. So make sure you got a beverage in your hand if you don't have one yet. Hey, Amber, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Amber.
Oh, we got some doggies here. We got some doggies gonna help us with the oil change too. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and fire the C7 up so that you can hear that glorious AWE exhaust. Here you go, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, there it is. Diamond black tips on the AWE Touring axle back, as well as the AWE Performance Xpipe. So you guys want to hear how it sounds, give me a thumbs up. I'll jump inside, we'll fire it up, we'll get some heat in this engine, and then we'll put it up on the lift. Common Sense Coffee. Yeah, good stuff, man. Those tips look good. Yeah, there's another shot of those tips. Oh yeah, and those diffuser fins. Yeah, one of the best exterior mods for a C7. All right, so I'm gonna hand the phone over to my wife, Courtney, and we're gonna get I wouldn't call it a cold start. We're gonna get like a warm start, and we'll get a few revs, and then we'll get to the oil change. And this is less of a how-to oil change and more of just a hangout. So you guys all know how to change the oil. All right. Wasn't expecting that. Those tips are banging. Thanks, buddy. Exhaust is cutting the mic. I was afraid that was going to happen. Sorry, guys. Did you kind of hear it though? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you heard that exhaust. We might do it again. You know, after you're done, don't do what we. We're going to actually check the oil in the dry sump fire. We have to get it up to about 175 degrees, and then you can check the oil. We might have to do it again. Just get it back a little further. So we've got it obviously in the garage, and
We said we can't hear you.
you can't hear me at all.
Yeah, so you might have killed Mike.
Did I kill the mic?
Got like really quiet.
Can you hear?
Yeah, everyone's saying you can't hear you anymore.
Lost your sound. Okay, hold on. How about now, guys? Unmute microphone. Did that help? Nope. Blue mic probably. Oh yeah, the Bluetooth is probably connected. Type that. Bluetooth is probably, that's what it is. I bet you the Bluetooth is connected in the car. Yep, that's exactly what it is. All right, you guys, can you hear it better now? I think the Bluetooth is in fact connected in here. How do I hang this thing up now?
Yeah, it's good. It's just good now.
Yeah, that's because I'm in the car.
Gotta make sure Carlisle will shut up.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just kill the Bluetooth. All right, there we go. There we go. Is that better, you guys? That's probably why you couldn't hear the exhaust revs, is because Bluetooth connected. Right? Can you guys hear me now? Yes? Let Courtney know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so you didn't hear the revs because the Bluetooth connected when I was revving. So should we do it again?
Can you make it so it's not connected?
Yeah, I
Okay.
turned the Bluetooth off. Should we do it again, guys?
I'm sure neighbors gonna love that.
Neighbors are gonna love it. They love me. Neighbors love me. Don't worry about the neighbors. We're good. All right, we're gonna do another warm start and then a couple revs for you guys because it connected to Bluetooth and you couldn't hear me the first time. So
It was loud.
when you do this, just stand back a little further.
I was right there. I was getting blown away.
Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna try this again. All right, here we go. No Bluetooth this time.
I can hear it. It's loud.
All right, how did that sound? Was that any better? I have a feeling that might have worked out a little bit better because the Bluetooth wasn't connected. We got a lot of stuff happening here.
Oh.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna.
Neighbors love me. Both like.
All right, I'm gonna shut the garage door here. And the reason we're shutting the garage door is so that we can get the car all the way up in the air. What's going on?
Julie Maxwell says I can hear it from over here.
Let's see. How do you like that lift? I love this lift. In fact, I'm going to show how much I love this lift right now. Now check this out. I have to put the car up on 2x8s in order to get the arms of the lift underneath the rocker panels here. So you got to drive it up if you got a low car. Both of the Corvettes, I have to do that when I'm ready to use the lift so that I can actually get the arms under. And we're going to swing this arm under here. This is a homemade jacking puck. It's just a hockey puck. Drilled a hole, put an eye bolt through, and it slips right under here. I don't know if you guys can be able to see what I'm doing. Probably not.
What kind of puck?
It is a standard vulcanized rubber hockey puck. And there we go. We can swing the arm under. Just like that. All right, so before we get this up on the lift, if you guys have a drink in your hand, let's do a toast right now to all of the nurses and all of the doctors, the volunteers, who else? Who else is involved? First responders.
Volunteers taking things to.
Yep, all the volunteers. Let's give a big toast. The world is a crazy place right now.
And truckers.
And truckers. Big shout out to truckers for getting all of the stuff we need. Delivery people. Yep.
Port workers, National Guard.
Boom, boom. Port workers, National Guard. This is a huge toast. Thank all of you. Thank all of them for helping us. Garage key. All right, you guys. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Let's get wrenching. All right, so.
I'm under 18, can't drink.
All right, so we're gonna sit down. This is the power unit for the Max Jacks. Now I have plans to actually take it off of this cart and mount it on the wall right here. But in order to do that, I'm gonna need to get longer hydraulic hoses. So right now it just sits on the ground here. And then we're gonna start the lift by just holding this button in, and you'll see exactly how long it takes to get the lift to lift the C7 all the way up off the ground. Now this is on a dedicated 110 30 amp circuit. You can put it on a 220 circuit if you want it to go a little bit faster, but
Someone's asking where's the like button?
Where's the what?
The like button.
Yes.
How do people like?
Yeah, so the like button, if you are commenting on your phone, just close the discussion window there. It'll disappear for a moment. Then you can hit the thumbs up that's underneath the video, and then you can reopen the chat window again. All right, so you guys are seeing real time the C7 going up on the Max Jacks lift.
Nissan.
Yes.
570 LSX. How is it secured to the floor?
All right, I'll show you that in a second, how we have it secured to the floor. I have an install video on this lift on my channel, so if you guys want to see me actually installing it, you can check out that video. That was from last May, I think. Now, before we put it up all the way, what I like to do is just kind of give it a little bit of a rock, make sure it's steady. Yep, we're looking good. And then we'll finish going up all the way, and then I'll show you guys exactly how it's mounted.
Project Dirty says super glue.
It's super glued to the floor. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. And those C6 best home garage setup in PA.
Ah, thanks, buddy. We have a video of Ghost C6's car on here. We did side skirts on it. It's a C6 convertible. All right, so we're up all the way. There's a nice little lever here. Push the lever down. And there it goes. It's on the top lock. You guys can see we still have some room up above. And in fact, that room up above is helpful because the Max Jacks actually comes with these 3-inch extensions. So I can actually get the car up another 3 inches. You guys will see these in the next video coming out. I put on the full-length Z06 style ACS side skirts, rocker panel extensions. And what I ended up doing was putting those 3-inch spacers right here. And I could get the car a little bit higher off of the lift arm here so I had more room to work. So those are really helpful. My ceiling, I think I measured it. It's just under 9 feet from underneath the ductwork here. So it fits. If you've got a 9-foot ceiling in your garage, you could put the Max Jacks in. Let me show you how it's bolted in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts per post. And I drilled down 5 inches and put in anchors and then bolted these in. About once a month, I take the torque wrench and make sure that everything is torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. And every time I check them, every one is always tight. So I've never had any problem with any of the bolts coming loose. So
Peter Carey asked, what is the minimum ceiling height needed for the lift?
So some of that, hey PC, some of that actually depends on the height of your car. So if you have a Corvette, which doesn't have much height to it, like I said, you can get one under 9 feet. Although if you want, I'll get the tape measure out. I'll measure it. We got all night, right? Here, I'm gonna angle this up like this. You guys can see. This is going to be approximate. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see it. Cool.
Here, excellent. Hurry up, my ice is melting.
All right, so right there is 8 feet. It's actually, we're just about 8 feet. Yeah, so that ductwork is just about 8 feet off the ground. Yeah, so if you got a Corvette and you got an 8-foot ceiling in the garage, you could get a Max Jacks M6 lift and put it up all the way. Pretty cool. All right, so on to the oil change, unless somebody has questions. So we just drop in here and see what's going on? What's going on here? What's up, Doramax Country Boy? What's up, Jason? How are you, man? Let's see. PC says 9 feet. Actually, it's 8 feet, PC. Really only need a kitchen and a bathroom with a garage like that. All right, Cole, that's awesome. Let's see. Hurry up, my ice is melting. Okay. Got to bring my vet up to visit. Yeah, man, definitely. How far apart are you and HPO? We are, well, I guess that question always depends on how fast you drive, right? About 4 hours, 4.5 hours. We'll say that. About how long it takes.
People saying hi to Ryland.
All right, so we have, let me just show you what I have here. In order to do this oil change, there isn't much if you guys haven't done it before on a dry sump. LT1, we've got 10 quarts of 5W30. We have the AC Delco PF64. I have an oil filter wrench. It's 74 millimeters and 15 flutes. So I'll show you here real quick. Put this down. Quarter, if they're asking questions, let me know. All right, so this is a flute on an oil filter, okay? There you go. So this happens to have 15 flutes on it. And then of course the 15 millimeter.
Dad likes it. This is awesome, by the way.
15 millimeter combination ratcheting wrench. Dad Life, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it.
Peter, before you start, would the C6 and C7 oil filters be the same?
Oh my gosh, that I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I think so. I think GM's been using that filter for a while, but someone with a C6 chime in and let PC know. The other thing that you can do when you're doing an oil change that I could have done first was pop the hood and remove the oil cap. And so if we find...
And Steve just asked a follow-up on PC's question. Do you have the dry sump oil system or wet sump?
Yep, so this is a dry sump. So the Z51, the Grand Sport, and the Z06 and the ZR1 all have the dry sump system. It takes 9.8 quarts of oil, whereas the wet sump, I think, is 7 quarts, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong there. So these LT1s with the dry sump take a lot of oil. I'm just setting up a light right now so that I can try to get a good camera shot and some good lighting for you guys. I always hate kind of being in the dark when we're doing stuff like this. There we go. All right, so we'll fire this light up. You can see what we're doing under here a little bit better. All right, there you go, guys. So you can see the oil filter, and there's actually 2 drain plugs there. So we'll take care of all of that here in a moment. And of course, here is the C5. Pop the hood on this. And yeah, here's the LS1 and the C5. It's cammed. It has Texas Speed headers. It has a Texas Speed catless Xpipe, and then it has Z06 titanium exhaust on it. Also a Blackwing intake, cold air intake. It puts down 378 rear wheel horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque. So it's a fun car. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's fun. It's like a big go-kart, you guys. And then if you've never seen the interior, check it out. We should put the e-brake on. I get a lot of questions about those seats. Those seats are probably the greatest mod that I've done to this car, to be honest with you. They're amazing. All right, so any questions, Court?
No, people just talking about how it's hard not to drive their cars all weekend or all winter. This year, PC says my C6 dry sump takes 10.5 quarts.
Wow. That is a lot of oil. Oil's cheap right now.
And ask them if they can't hear the questions I'm asking to let me know.
If who can't hear
If
it?
they can't hear.
Ah.
They might want, I guess they can read it, never mind.
All right, so I picked up a new oil drain pan today, and I was happy to see they had a red and black one. Whatever.
Okay, they can hear me.
All right, so here's my makeshift stand for my oil pan. Just a couple buckets.
King Ramala asks, that lift has an emergency lock on it, correct?
Yes. So the lift is locked out right now. Yep. So you get the, and I think it's 6 positions. So there's 2 different Max Jacks lifts. There is the standard Max Jacks where there's actually holes drilled in. There's a set of holes drilled up top here, and then another set, right about here. When you get the lift up to the desired height, they come with these bars. Slide the bars in, and then you lower the lift down on the bars. This is the M6, and there's 6 locking positions for the lift. It was a few $100s more than the standard one. To me, it was well worth the extra cost. What?
Cole writes, I'd polish the paint off the car if I had to wait 3 months to drive it.
All right, you guys, let's grab our supplies and let's head underneath here.
PCS, Scott, did you have those buckets pressure tested for strength first?
No, I did not. So we could be making a big mess, but I will say I have a bunch of this stuff here. It's called pig blanket, is it pig blanket or something? It's an oil blanket.
Absorbent.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna put you guys on a different tripod here. Pig mats. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And if Yellow Vet, if you're still on, tell everybody why that's here.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. He says I'm awesome.
Nice. All right. Let's see. I want to make sure you guys can see what's going on. How does that look, you guys? Good, bad? Okay?
Not bad.
Not bad?
Shaky.
Right now? All right, I've never tried anything like this before, so this is like a YouTube first, I think. I don't know. But thank you for joining me, everybody.
Everyone says it looks good.
All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is remove this first drain plug right here. And hopefully I don't get a bath of oil. Now, I wasn't the last one to do an oil change on here, so if this is incredibly tight, it's the dealership's fault. Oh man.
Uh-oh. Drew says go slow.
There we go. All right, I guess I'm gonna put my operating gloves on.
No, that's your Corona gloves.
My Corona gloves are going on.
My Corona.
Yeah, I'm kind of old school. I don't actually use gloves often when I work on cars, but I guess I should.
ACZ says, this is my new norm for Saturday nights, watching TeamFive12 change oil.
All right, here we go, guys. Ready? She's gonna blow. Oh, there we go. How amazing is that, huh?
Gary Poma says, I've seen where some have had problems with the trans tunnel plate locking nuts becoming loose during removal of the tunnel plate. Did you notice this?
Removing the tunnel plate?
Yeah.
Say that again. Sorry, I was...
All right. He says, I have seen where some have had problems with the trans tunnel plate locking nuts becoming loose during removal of the tunnel plate. Did you notice this?
Oh, no, I did not have that problem. No.
David Cook says, money shot.
Yeah.
The boy!
I'll tell you what, that is some nasty looking oil. I'm glad I'm doing this.
Yeah, Joe Frank says, is that as dark in person as it looks on the screen?
Yeah, it's pretty dark. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this.
Overdue.
Yeah. All right, I need to move my bucket stand back a little bit. All right, we're gonna crack that second one here. Well, not there, we're not.
Drew says it means you're driving it right.
Attaboy.
PCS, is your drain plug magnetic?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the drain plug as soon as we get the other one out here, and we'll see if there's anything funky on there.
He asked if it's magnetic.
This is looks like the stock drain plug. Are they magnetics? It looks like there might be a magnet on the end, but we'll find out here in a minute.
Joe Frank asks, how many miles between changes?
Normally or on this car?
I don't know. I think, Cole's asking the same question. How many miles do y'all run oil?
I'll let everybody else chime in too, but it's been just over 4,000 miles. Woo! Man. Dealership likes it tight. So the actual torque spec on these is 18 pound-feet, in case anybody cared to know. Oh man. That's some more chocolate goodness right there.
King Ramilla says that he normally does 3,500 on his cars.
Yeah.
Between oil changes.
Ask HPO, what do you do on yours?
James Buckley says forbidden chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
About 4,000.
Yeah. Yeah. This is about 4,700 miles. We'll take a look here. Here's the first drain plug, you guys. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I mean, it looks clean. There really isn't anything on it. The seal still looks good. That's one thing you guys want to check when you're doing this, is that rubber seal there. Make sure that stays in one piece and it's not all flaking or busted. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Can you guys see that?
Rosom1 USA says, what did your percentage meter say?
Great question. Last time I checked, it was like, I don't know, I forget, it was like 30 some percent. I don't know that I like to trust those meters, to be honest with you. If anybody else has anything different to say about it, I'd love to hear it, but I don't know that they're always, you know, that great of an indicator. Yeah, Sully agrees. All right, this back one's still running a little bit. The front one's just kind of dripping here. So it might be time to put this front one back in. Actually, you know what I might do? Hang on a second, you guys. What I might do is pop the cap off from under the hood here, and we'll see if any more comes out by letting some air in up top.
Oh, here's a good question from Dad Life. And Dad Life, honestly, I drive the C5 more than Scott does now, but since car.
Oh, that's an awesome question. So let me get this cap off, and then we'll talk a little bit about that, because I like that question. Where is that damn cap? Is this the cap? Here's the cap.
Horsepower says passenger side.
Yeah, I'm on it, buddy. There's a coolant cap or something over here. All right, cap's off. Anything else come out, you guys? I couldn't see. I'm taking a sip of a drink too. Hang on. All right. So, the C5 and the C7, what do I like about each? Well, my favorite thing about the C5 is it just feels like a big go-kart. It's a lot more raw, a lot more connected. There's nothing between the steering wheel and the steering rack, so there's no electric assist, so you're feeling everything in the steering wheel. Like I said, I love those seats. So those Corbeau Evo X fixed back seats make the driving experience so much better, because you can feel everything the tires are doing underneath you. You feel so much more connected. I didn't have that same feeling with the stock seats. Those big cushy stock seats absorbed a lot of the road feel. So I just love the connected, raw, mechanical feel of the C5. It feels smaller, feels lighter, feels more nimble. Now the C7, I love the sound of that AWE exhaust. I love the interior in that car. that more modern kind of feel to it. You know, love the way it looks. This black and red is just lights out to me. I just think it's a great color combination, and you know, it's a fun car to drive. The power delivery is a little bit different. The sound is a little bit different. It's definitely more of an insulated driving experience in the C7. So, you know, you can make the C7 in touring mode feel very, very relaxed. In fact, here's something funny. When I drove Justin's ZR1 for the first time, I was amazed at how that car felt in tour mode, just cruising around. It literally felt like we were driving around in a Cadillac. Then you know, turn it up, put it on sport mode, and it was a completely different car. So I think I really like that about the C7 is it has so many different sides to it. The C5 is definitely more connected, that big go-kart raw kind of a feel, where the C7 just has a couple different faces to it, which is kind of fun. Okay, so here's the other drain plug. This one looks clean as well, which I'm happy to report. The seal looks good too. So once that thing stops running, we can put it back in. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and move my bucket back a little further, and we'll get rid of that oil filter. All right, let me get a 3/8 ratchet here.
Gary says, nice, you made it without an oil bath on that second drain plug.
Thanks, Gary. This tends to be the messiest of all of the steps in removing or in doing an oil change. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm putting my second glove on. We're going in. We're going in. Here it comes, guys. Yeah, I couldn't get the oil filter wrench off. I'm gonna have a harder time getting it off now that the filter's off. And that oil is hot, you guys. Woo!
All right, we got a couple ones. Let's see here. I'll start with Cole first. McMean. Anyone? Oh, that's everyone. Is it Hart or Cart? Gahart Bart? Sorry if I mispronounced that.
That's okay.
What's your thoughts on the coronavirus?
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Well, you know, initially what I was trying to do with this live stream is kind of avoid coronavirus, anything related to the coronavirus, but here's what I'll say. This is an unprecedented time in our history. Obviously, we've never really seen anything like this. This devastating. I don't know if you guys heard, but Italy had, today was one of the worst days that they've had for deaths. Right when we thought they were going to turn a corner, things just suddenly got worse over there. So I think it's going to have an incredible economic impact on us, and there's going to be some folks that are going to go through some rough times financially. And you know, the Wall Street Journal just had an article that basically said, is the cure worse than the disease? So the damage that we're going to do to this country economically, is that worse than, you know, the outcome of this disease? So I think it's really, really hard right now to know what to think, because there's so much information getting pushed back and forth. It's sometimes difficult to know in early stages what to believe. So I'm really concerned about the economic impact, though. I don't know how long this country can be under quarantine before people can actually get back to work. So it's tough. It's definitely tough.
All right, to just get back on car topics.
Yeah.
Just someone, Thomas Payne says, not to throw a damper on everything, you really should be wearing safety glasses and work with liquids underneath the car.
Yep.
Really and truly.
Yep. Good point.
So.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. You are absolutely right.
So, safety first, Mr. Scotty.
Yes.
Also, ACZ asks, what was your initial reaction when you first saw the C7 on the road a few years ago?
Oh my gosh. The first time I saw a C7, it was almost like a double take. Was I looking at a Ferrari or was I looking at a Corvette? Yeah, the C7 really captured my heart from the first time I saw that car. It was a red Stingray. I remember that very clearly. And you know, one of the things I've talked about before that I've wanted to do was put a supercharger on this car potentially. And I've had people ask me, well, why, if you were going to do that, why wouldn't you just buy a Z06? Why would you put a supercharger on a Grand Sport and ruin the warranty? You know, because as soon as you bolt that thing on, good luck with any warranty claims, right? So when I was hunting around for Z06s, I saw this come up at a dealership about 60 miles or so from my house. And the day I went to go look at it, the spec on this thing just blew my mind. You know, with the red heritage stripe, the 3LT interior, the jet black suede interior package. It had 827 miles on it when I bought it. So it was a one-owner car. And I figured it's a lot easier for me to put a supercharger on this car than it would be to do all the interior work to get the inside of a Z06 to look like that. And at that point in time, I wasn't going to spend what you needed to spend to get a 3LT Z06. So there's trade-offs there. I get it with putting a supercharger on a car like this, but I'm not trying to make tons of power with this thing. I think if it had, you know, 550, 560 to the rear wheels, that would be kind of fun for now. Although, don't get me wrong, these stock LT1s with this chassis, it's a good combination, you guys. It's a seriously good combination. I mean, it's a fast car. It's a fast car. So, all right, so the torque spec on these bolts is 18 pound-feet. I debated on getting the torque wrench out, but I didn't. So this is what we're doing. So good and tight is going to be the answer today. So I've got the new oil filter. What I'm going to do is put some fresh oil inside of it before we screw it back in. So I'll go do that right now. Any questions, Courtney will read them to me and I'll answer them while I'm putting some oil in here.
Yeah, we're pretty good here. Harry says, what's up, brother? You need anything? I'm here.
What's up, Harry? Thanks for joining. I'm good to go right now. All right.
Cole says, I love that GS. Feel like I could actually use a GS at the track instead of being scared of a Z.
Yeah, it's a good point, Cole. You know, that's one of the great things about the Grand Sport. I mean, it's basically a Z06 with a little bit milder of an engine, and you know, some folks say that the Grand Sport is kind of more the track focused car. It doesn't unsettle the suspension and the chassis as much as the Z06 does. So, all right, before you screw this in, the oil filter in, obviously you want to check up underneath here and make sure the old gasket from the old oil filter is not in place anymore.
So here's a good question, and I'm wondering if you know this. How long have we been married?
Who we?
You and... Who we?
No, I'm not really sure.
Are you married to someone else? We got some problems then.
I don't know. Somebody's actually asking how long we've been married?
Yeah, someone else.
13 years? Is that right?
Ah,
see, she doesn't even know!
I think it'll be 13 years this summer, yes. Wait, we're in 2007.
No, it'll be 14 years this summer, right?
No, it's 2020. We were married in 2007.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 13 years. Yeah. Somebody's trying to get me in trouble.
It's, again, I don't know if it's heart or just heart Bart.
Okay.
Guess that.
All right, so when you put this oil filter back on, it actually says on the side of the oil filter, I should have showed you guys before I put it on there, give it 3/4 of a turn once the gasket touches the engine there. So that's what we're doing here. Otherwise, the torque spec is 22 pound-feet, if anybody wants to know what it is.
Heart Bart says, wife-approved car stuff.
Yeah, for the most part.
We have a couple of people asking if you are going to get a C8.
I was waiting for that question to come. Ask Courtney if I'm getting a C8. She's on right now. Ask her.
Yeah.
Ask her nicely. Say, is Scott getting a C8? Actually, I think what she told me was we need to get a bigger garage if I was going to get more cars. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, you got to be able to have a place to put them, or you got to get rid of a car.
That's a life rule she just made up. She likes to make up life rules. In order to get another car, you got to get rid of a car. That's really not anywhere. I mean, that's
No,
just...
that's what you do. You get new clothes, you get rid of clothes. It's the way it is.
It's a life rule she made up. It's the same thing as if I cook dinner, you do the dishes. That's another one of those made up life rules.
No, that's a fair trade-off. I can see you.
Well, that is true. All right, so let's just wipe things down here. Make sure nothing's dripping.
Okay, hold on. We got a question here. Let's see here. Speaking of superchargers, I guess superchargers.
Yes.
On the Corvette forum, I see new LT4 blowers.
Yes.
A&A blowers and new Magnuson 2300 blowers.
Yes.
All pretty much the same price. Which way are you leaning and why?
I'm so glad somebody asked that question. Who asked that question, Corey?
Sorry, that would be Gary.
Gary, I love that question. Okay, so I've been debating back and forth on superchargers for a while now. All right, Courtney's laughing. Somebody else posted something.
No, Harry just says Heather agrees with me.
On the life rules.
Yes, on life rules.
Yes.
Thanks, Heather.
See, the women, they stick together on this stuff. Okay, so I've vacillated back and forth between superchargers.
We also, sorry, we have a really quick, about the whole car thing, about getting it.
Yeah.
ACZ says, C5 goes outside in an outdoor garage, C8 goes in garage. Everyone happy.
I like that. Are you a lawyer? You write that up for me.
Sorry, go ahead. Back to your superchargers.
Yeah, so we've got, you know, the single superchargers like the A&A kit, the ECS kit, a little less expensive. For me, under the hood, I don't think they look as good as a positive displacement blower, one of the top mounted blowers. But they are less expensive, and the power delivery is more mid to high range, and you can get a heck of a lot of power out of a centrifugal supercharger. I'm not trying to dump a ton of power through this drivetrain. Like I said, 550 horsepower plus or minus is probably all I would really ever want to do to this car. And ever since the Terminator Cobra came out back in 2001, right? 2003 and 2004, the Terminator Cobra with that big Eaton supercharger on there. I've always just had a fascination with PD blowers. And so I've been looking at the Magnuson 2300, the 2650, and then just a straight LT4 blower from an LT4 Z06. There's tons of takeoffs. They sell those things for give or take $2,000. And then there's a couple companies like Weapon X that makes all the adapter plates and the whole kit. And right now I'm leaning towards the LT4 blower just because, again, I don't want a ton of power. I really do like the stock look. So whenever I do mods to my cars, I like to kind of keep that stock stock plus or OEM plus look to it. So right now I'm leaning towards an LT4 blower for those reasons, but it's, you know, who knows? I go back and forth until I make a decision finally. So that's a long answer to that question, but there you go. That's the answer.
I got another one that's gonna be this is gonna be a long, by the way, Bart, this is gonna be long. He asked, what cars did you have before the Corvettes?
Oh, this is gonna be long. Yeah. All right, so my first car I ever had was a 1978 Camaro with a 2-barrel 305. And Harry, if you're still on this live stream, Harry is a good buddy of mine from high school, and he probably remembers when I got that car. And we put a 4-barrel and an aluminum intake on that thing, and it made about 3 more horsepower. So it wasn't a very fast car, but we had a lot of fun wrenching on it. I had a 76 Dodge Aspen RT with a 360 in it.
Harry says steak knife.
Oh, steak. Yeah, on the Camaro, in order to fit the new Pioneer head unit that I bought in 1996, we had to cut out the dash panel, and I didn't have anything but a steak knife. Couldn't find the steak knife until the day I traded that car in, and I found it laying underneath one of the seats. So there's the steak knife story. So I had a 76 Dodge Aspen RT after that with a 360 in it, and basically put headers and Flowmasters that dumped out the side. It was loud and rowdy. I had an 87 Trans Am with a Tuneport 305. I basically kept that stock, but it was the black and gold WS6 package back in '87, which was basically just a suspension package back in '87. Did I say '86? I think I meant '87. All right, coming out from under the car here.
Yeah, they're saying, what's your head grade, Scott? JT finally joined us.
JT, what's up, buddy? Cars guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna give a big shout out to a couple folks that are on this live stream about Horsepower Obsessed. If you guys were on his live stream earlier today with the C8, that was awesome. That was like a few hours of awesomeness. So thanks for that fun time, Horsepower Obsessed, and thanks to anybody who is joining my live stream over from his live stream. Thank you to any new subscribers. Thank you to what am I gonna say? Oh, Yellow Vet 04 if you're on here, and JT Cars Guys, Front Seat Driver, Protective Dad Pranks, let's see, DZ Rides, all you guys, thanks for joining the live stream. If you guys aren't subbed to their channels, hop over and sub to their channels because they are awesome. And Maddie from Maddie's Garage. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, post up right now.
Did you
Should I keep going on cars? You guys want to keep going on cars?
Yeah, well, Harry wants you to talk about the white pony.
Ah.
And just real quick, maybe before you continue on cars, someone had a question about oil. John Doe, which I just love for a name, he asked, do you use Mobil 1 ESP 0W40?
I am not. I am running 5W30. I'm not running the 0W. Do you say 40?
Yes.
Yeah. Nope. I'm just running the 5W30 that's called for in the manual. I know the manual wants you to swap it out if you're going to do a track day. For 0W20, or is it the 40? I don't remember. Someone else can chime in and correct me if I'm wrong there. But I'm just running 5W, just straight up 5W Mobil 1 5W30.
And John Doe also asked, do you need a special lifter that is made to lift a Corvette? I heard if you use regular stuff, you damage the body or something. Like you need special things to fit in the spot to lift it.
Yeah, so when I first lifted the car, I showed this right here. Can you guys see? This is basically my homemade hockey puck. So when I put the car down, I'll show you, John Doe. I drilled out the middle of a hockey puck, put an eye bolt in there, and it fits right up and locks into place here. I think you can see that. Little DIY. You can buy some too. They make aftermarket ones that actually permanently mount to that area. And what I've found with the ones that permanently mount there, they're not as deep as a hockey puck. So you still have trouble getting the lift arms to clear the rocker panel extension. So you actually need something a little bit taller, at least for this lift. The ones that mount in there are about the half the thickness of a hockey puck. They don't work as well for that. Let me pop you guys off of this tripod and I'll move you back over to the one I was using before.
And I want you to continue about your cars. I don't know where you left off at.
Where did I leave off at?
Anyone remember where you left off at?
The Trans Am. All right, hang on. There we go. All right, you're back on. After the Trans Am came, was it the Beretta? I had a Chevy Beretta GTU. Guys, go look this up if you've never seen one of these. I think it's it was an 89, 90, something like that. Chevy Beretta GTU. It was red. And it was like the sporty Jetta with the 5-speed manual and the 2.8 liter V6, and it was just an absolute turd. But it was fun to beat on. It was a fun car to beat on.
Harry's answering all your cars for you. He's just going in it.
Yeah, Harry knows all of my cars. Let's see. The White Pony was probably one of my favorite cars. Everybody, I'm gonna pull up a chair here. I'm sure everybody has a car, and I want you to comment this. This is great. Comment the car that got away. So what car did you have at one point in your life that you either sold or traded in that you kind of wish you never did?
He still cries over this, by the way.
I do still cry over this. So I had a 93 Summer Special Ford Mustang LX convertible.
I'll tell him off later. Continue.
Yeah. So it was a 93 Summer Special triple white LX convertible. So it was white 5.0 with white seats, white wheels, white top. It was the White Pony. And when I bought it, it had 13,000 miles on it, I think. And I bought it off of the second owner. And it was my favorite car of all time. It came with an AOD transmission, an automatic transmission, which was the only thing that sucked. But what I ended up doing, and this was probably in 1990, I'm going to say 8-ish, 98, 97, 98. There was a place, this was like when the internet was really, really new. There was a place in Florida called Central Florida Motorsports. And I'm up in Pennsylvania. And so I found out that they sold an entire kit for you to swap over to a manual transmission. So I basically spent all the money that I had saved at that point in time. And I got a brand new Tremec 3550, I think, drive shaft, pedal assembly, clutch. I mean, everything that you would need in order to convert a car from a manual or from an automatic to a manual, I ordered. And one long Thanksgiving weekend, a couple buddies and I pulled the AOD out, pulled the pedal assembly out, put the manual pedal assembly, swapped the whole thing over to a manual. It was freaking epic. It was the most amazing job I had ever done to a car. And I love that car. It was my favorite car. I moved to California, brought that car with me. And then in 2003, I bought a Mustang GT, and I traded that car in for a 2003 Mustang GT. And the next day, I may have or may not have just shed one tear or two and went, holy crap, what the hell did I do? And I've been looking for that car for a while, and
you found it.
I think I found it at one point, and then I wasn't in a position to do anything about it. And someday I'm going to get that car back. Now I want to hear more about your car. So
yeah, here I'm going to bring this over so you can read through.
All right, so I'm going to read through your cars and react to some of them.
And just so you know, the Mustang that he traded the White Pony in, the GT, he traded in when he met me to get a truck so he could come up and see me in the mountains.
Yeah, she lives in the mountains, so.
Here you can kind of go.
All right, let's see.
You gotta go scan down a little bit.
All right, let's see. Oh, the Probe. Yeah, so I also had a 94 Probe GT that got smashed, but I painted it yellow before it got smashed.
The big wing.
Let's see. Horsepower Obsessed had, that's a great, oh, that's, the 370Z Nismo. Yep, okay. Drew had a Honda Prelude. Here's my past street cars: 67 Super Sport Nova, 56 Bel Air 2-door, 72 Hurst Old, 73 C3, and a 2013 C6. Gary, I think you got us all beat, buddy. Those are awesome cars. Hey, Dark Side, Chevy Beretta was my first car. All right, buddy. E92 M Sport 335. Yep. 99 C43 AMG. God, you guys had some awesome cars. I'm in good company here. I'm in great company. You guys have great taste. 96 Z28, awesome. 67 GTO, 04 Mach 1. Harry, I remember that Mach 1. That was Azure Blue. Is that what it was? Is that what it was called? The name? That was a great car. Let's see. 03 Hyundai Accent, 5-speed. Gave that car death, but never gave up on me. That's awesome. Have you dynamat the cargo area of your C7 for road noise? I have not done that, but somebody else just recently did that. Somebody on Facebook put the AWE track exhaust on their car, and at the same time they dynamatted it and reached out to me, and I thought that was a great idea. 1 of 500 across 3 years in the US, and there is not one day that goes by where I don't think about her. Yeah. 87 Porsche 944 Turbo S in Guards Red with gold BBS wheels. JT, that's a killer car. How'd you let that thing go? 66 Chevelle SS, nice. Cars Guy says, Court! 96 Z28, first car out of school. I did the same thing with my C43 that got away. Thought I needed to be practical. Yeah, I know, Joe, man. The thing is, I didn't trade mine away for anything more practical, though. But I did trade that car, that 03 GT, for something more practical. My wife over there. 59 red Chevy Impala PC with a 348 Stone Crusher with 3 on the tree. Nice, man. Yeah, your 96 Cobra. So you guys are seeing a theme here. I used to be a Mustang guy, right? So I also had a 96 Cobra. That was a great car. Did a lot of work to that thing. And I remember the day I sold it, I was at the tag place signing everything over. And I was standing outside watching the new owner, drive away. And I just remember hearing that car take off down the road. And yeah, it was another tearful day. Let's see, Dad Life. A Cavalier. Was it a 2-door or 4-door Cavalier? Then an 05 SRT4. Nice. 89 Ford Escort GT. Manual, I hope. Burgundy Trailblazer SS with 410 gears. Nice, man. Duramax Country Boy must be the only truck guy here. Hey, if you guys haven't checked out Duramax Country Boy's channel, hop over there and check it out. He did a fantastic job on making a custom hood for his truck. It's pretty awesome. Let's see, Carpar. I like your channel. I think you should swap the C5 for a Mustang. You need that content. Yeah, I'm gonna get crucified if I do that. But maybe I can add a Mustang to the fleet. But you know, my wife's gonna make up another rule where you got to get rid of something in order to. Maybe I can get rid of a kid. Can I get rid of a kid for a car? I don't know. No, Duramax. I have Ronda the Honda Ridgeline. Nice. Not ever selling my 97 Subaru SVX, no matter what Justin says. Yeah, that thing's pretty cool. I've seen that thing in person. All right, so let's get this car back down on the ground.
Which kid, James says?
Get rid of the pilot. Oh, no.
I bought that all by myself. That's my car.
Courtney's very proud.
Pilot.
She loves her Honda.
Scott goes for all its stuff, and I purposely went out and bought the Pilot on my own. That was my dream car. And Scott almost threw up when I brought it home.
She loves the Pilot. What can I say?
I love my Pilot.
She's very practical. Very practical. And so am I. All right, let me get this oil out of the way here.
Have you ever been to the Woodward Dream Cruise in Michigan?
I have not ever been there. I've seen plenty of pictures and videos, but I've never been there. Would love to. Would love to get this virus thing out of the way so we can get back to doing car things. Like, not in a garage. All right. We gotta make sure we put this back down here. I have some marks on here, but I can't find them right now. There we go.
Justin Horsepower says, I want to do car things with my friends.
I want to do car things with my friends too. In fact, Justin, we're supposed to have a dyno day next month with a bunch of YouTubers, but I'm not sure it's going to happen with this whole Corona thing going on.
Well, and Yellow Vet put out a good comment saying that the Jimmy's is postponed. The Corvette meetup is postponed in case anyone doesn't know.
Yeah, thanks, Yellow Vet, for saying. I don't know if you guys know this, if you're new to the channel. Dave, Yellow Vet 04, and I, we co-organize an event at Jimmy's American Grill in Bordentown, New Jersey. We did 2 of them last year. The first one that we ever did was back in the spring. We had 30-some Corvettes show up. We did another one in the fall. We had like 80-some Corvettes show up. We were gonna do another one April 4th. We've postponed it. We don't have a new date. But between Facebook, I mean, we were gonna have way over 100 Corvettes at this event on April 4th. So we're all really bummed that we couldn't hang out with you guys. So we are working with the restaurant now, trying to find an alternate date, but things are just so up in the air right now. It's difficult to know exactly when that's gonna be. So, but thanks for pointing that out. All right, so what I'm gonna do is take the car up off of the safety stops there. Show you guys a little bit how this Max Jacks works. We got it back up all the way, and then we go ahead and lift the safety stop up, and we come around to the other side here. I'm face to face with a Corvette. Pretty cool. And the second one, and now we can put it down safely on the ground, you guys. It comes down a lot faster than it goes up.
That's what she said.
Is that what you said or somebody else said? This is a family show, is it not?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so there it is. It's going down. That was the last safety catch. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. This has been really, really awesome. I appreciate everyone jumping in. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button when you're all done here. And make sure you subscribe to Horsepower Obsessed, Cars Guys, Yellow Vet 04, Maddie's Garage, Front Seat Driver, Protective Dad Pranks. Who else am I missing? Am I missing anyone?
Let me see your notes.
All right.
FSD?
Yeah, FSD, that's Front Seat Driver.
Okay.
All right, so one thing you need to make sure you do whenever you put your car up on a lift,
Rides, you do that.
and D's rides, sub D's rides. All right, so I haven't done this before, but remember, when your car is up on a lift and you're back down again, make sure you move the arms out of the way. You don't want to try backing out with those things underneath your car. Thankfully, I've never done that. The other thing is remove your pucks, your jacking pucks. I'm gonna pull out the hockey puck and show anybody who hasn't seen this yet. So this is my makeshift.
JT's getting off. I'm gonna say bye.
All right, see you, JT. Thanks for jumping on. Have a great night. Be healthy. Stay healthy.
This is good. There's 20 people watching, 27 people watching right now. We have 27 likes, so that's awesome.
That is awesome. Yeah, and if you haven't liked this live stream yet, go ahead and close out the comments. Hit the thumbs up button, and then open the comments back up. I'm out of breath. I need another drink. Guys, don't forget to fill your drinks back up, okay? It's very important. Stay hydrated.
Oh, I'm now known as Corvette Courtney.
Corvette Courtney. Did JT give you that nickname?
Oh, he did.
That sounds like a JT nickname. All right.
PC says, hurry, hurry, Scott. I'm almost out of scotch.
Here, I'll put some music on, little intermission. You can run and go fill your glass up. You got to use a bigger glass next time. All right. Let's see. All right, cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. All right, now we don't want to forget to put any oil back in the car.
Put the plugs back in?
Yes. So
Corvette Courtney. Yeah, man. Call me CC.
there we go. There's your oil hole. And they actually have some directions on how to check your oil, in case you needed help with that. All right, so if she starts laughing, I get worried.
Sorry. Peter Carey says, a bigger glass. I use a straw in the bottle.
Yeah, oh, there you go. That,
CC and a C5. There we go. That's right. Justin, I drove it today, actually. It was awesome.
yeah, Courtney likes to take the C5 out for a rip, don't you?
I do. I like the driving experience more. It's more raw and like...
There you
I
go.
feel like I can get on it more.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When you only have, you got less than...
Giggity.
when you got less than 400 horsepower, you know, you're not as, well, I guess you're not as much at risk, so you can get on it like she says.
I don't know. That thing is swirly on me. I got it spinning.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and put the first 5 quarts minus what we put into the filter. This is going to get real exciting, you guys. This would be a good time to go refill your drink, PC. What else, you guys? What else you want to know? Did I miss any cars?
Yeah, there's a few more cars. Let me see here.
I didn't mention my daily drivers because I don't think that they're as exciting. I did have a Dodge Dakota though with a 318 in it. I put aftermarket exhaust on, and that was probably one of the best sounding trucks. I put Gibson. Gibson makes aftermarket exhaust, and that truck just sounded mean.
Let's see here. There's... Can't remember.
All right. That's it. 5 quarts in. Now remember, it's 9.8 quarts, but you don't want to overfill this thing. She's laughing again, guys.
Peter says I need my own channel. He says, Scott, you realize that behind every great man is an even great woman. Don't interrupt Scott. I'm talking to CC. CC, you need your own channel.
PC, don't encourage Courtney to start her own channel, okay? Please. Because she'll take all my subs away.
Ah, the sport track with the manual trans. That's what Scott traded in his
Yes.
Mustang for.
Yes.
That thing was awesome. What did we name her? Zelda. Her name
Yeah.
is Zelda. We
So-
name her cars too.
We had so I traded where were we? The 03 GT in for a sport track, an Explorer sport track with a 5-speed manual transmission, and that thing was awesome. We took it all over Tahoe on roads we probably shouldn't have drove it on, up mountains. I think it was a great car. Ran well.
It was awesome.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put 4 more quarts in, so we'll be at 9 quarts, and then we'll have to start this thing up, check the oil, and see how much more we're going to have to add.
So Gary Palmer says, Courtney, my wife has a RAV4 and wouldn't think about getting rid of it. Actually, Scott made me get rid of my RAV4 for our Lexus. We got a Lexus.
Yeah,
I loved my RAV4.
Courtney loved her RAV4 too, Gary. But we traded in for an IS300.
Manual, by the way.
It was a manual. Because Courtney's not afraid to drive a manual.
No, I love manuals. See, Harry said Lexus. He's like jumping us.
Yeah, Harry knows all the cars. Yeah, it was a Lexus IS300. It had like 26,000 miles on it when we bought it. It was a manual, and it was an awesome car. That was a fun car.
That was fun. And why did we get rid of that one? Do you remember?
Because we had a kid.
Yes.
And we bought a Subaru after that.
We had a kid.
A Subaru Tribeca. The worst Subaru ever made. All right. Is this fascinating enough to you guys?
Peter Carey asked Scott, how long did you court Miss Courtney before you tied the knot?
I don't know. 3 hours or something? No. It was like a.
I actually courted him, Peter, by the way.
Yeah, that's going to be on another channel. We're not talking about that right now. That's too much, you guys. That's too much for the oil change episode.
Oh, you're Jixer. GSXR.
Oh, is that Harry again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also had a GSXR 600 and a Katana 600 as well.
I had one too. I had a.
And Courtney had an FZR 600 sport bike. She has her motorcycle license, but we don't really ride motorcycles anymore. All right.
Joe Frank says a gentleman and a scholar.
I knew I liked you, Joey. All right, let's see. We've got almost.
Robert says you need a Motivix oil funnel. Motix? I don't know. You need an better oil funnel.
Yes, I do. Yeah. So I didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this tonight. I went out and visited a couple. Well, I'll pull up a chair again. This is a chair moment. So the first place I went to that was very close to me to buy this oil here wanted $41.99 for 5 quarts. We're not paying $42 for 5 quarts of oil. So I found a competitor website that had it for $29.99. I went into that competitor's store, which was right down the road from the other one, and I picked up the 2 jugs and put it on the counter, and they ring it up, and I said, it looks like $29.99, right? Well, no, that's only on the internet. I said, what do you mean? She goes, we got to order it from the website if you want to get that price. I can't give you that price in the store. So you have to order it on the website and then wait about 5 or 10 minutes till the order completes and goes through and we get it on our end. And then you can take it for that price. That to me was just ridiculous. So I went back to the other place and showed them the $29.99 and they honored the price. So AutoZone, you got my business again.
Harry says you should set up a track date. Maybe Maple Grove.
Track day, yeah, and actually Maple Grove is.
And Kim Ramella says the same thing. He said that'd be sweet.
That would be awesome, and in fact, I think Maple Grove is under new management right now. An investor group bought out Maple Grove. If you guys aren't from the area, Maple Grove is a drag strip. Pretty close to here. I guess it's in Maple Grove, Pennsylvania. Makes sense, but yeah, that would be awesome. Do a drag strip day. We'll wait till we get the Supercharger on, though.
Gary says he's on his second drink now. You're taking too long.
I'm sorry, Gary.
He didn't say you're taking too long. I'm just saying that.
All right, I just want to put a little bit more in here. We're at like 9.5 quarts of oil. Depending on what time is it?
8:49.
Okay, so in order to check the oil in the car, you have to get it up to 175 degrees. By the way, that oil coming out of there on my hand felt like it was pretty dang close to 175 degrees. That was pretty hot. So we can go ahead and either start it up tonight, finish up by checking the oil and just adding a little bit more, or we can sit down and just continue to chat about things, and I can finish this up in the morning. What do you think?
Downlife asks, he says, I know Yellow Vet should be there, but who's registered for the Ocean City, New Jersey car show in September?
Yeah, so good. I know Yellow Vet goes down every year. And in fact, I think Yellow Vet went last year, but he doesn't register his car on the boardwalk. I think that's the one on the boardwalk because you kind of get stuck there all day. So you're going to want to be there if you're going to register a car and be up on the boardwalk. So I think he drives his vet down and parks somewhere and then just hangs out so he can get back on the road. But he does have a small kid, so I get that. But I'm not registered for anything else this year. It's kind of like a wait and see with all this crazy virus stuff going on. I'm hoping by September we're not dealing with this. Court, you're relieved from your duties if you wanna head out.
Yeah, Eliza was saying she misses me.
All right, we're gonna say goodbye to Courtney. Big thank you though. Big thanks to Courtney for helping out on this live stream. So guys, give her a thumbs up, give her a thank you. She did a great job moderating and she didn't embarrass me too bad. I was waiting for some some secrets to come out, but maybe that's on the next live stream, you guys.
Next one, or my own channel. That's where they get all the secrets, right? I should start my own.
No, no. You don't need to start your own. All right, I'm gonna go sit down over here, say goodbye to Courtney. Thanks for your help. Now I can actually sit down and see your comments. That way I can answer them, and we'll hang out for a little bit more. I'm gonna grab another drink real quick. You guys want something? Come to the fridge. What is inside the TeamFive12 fridge? Okay, so here's another moment in the TeamFive12 garage. This fridge is white. Nothing else besides these garage doors is white in here. I had thought about wrapping it in carbon fiber because, I mean, who wouldn't want a carbon fiber fridge? Also thought about just painting it black or just getting a black fridge. All right, so what's in the freezer? Let's check out the freezer first. What do you guys think? All right, so we got some frozen pizzas and some strawberries and some blueberries, some chicken, and lots of veggies. Now we'll take a look at what's in the fridge. You guys are still hanging on. I still got 25 people want to see what's in the fridge. Lots of hummus, some kombucha. I don't drink this stuff. Do you guys drink this stuff? I think it's bizarre. Yellow Vet, I got some White Claws here for you. So the next time you come visit, you can have your drink. And we've got some Dogfish Head 60 Minute. And we're also going to grab a Hop Devil here. So that's what's in the TeamFive12 garage right now. Refrigerator. Garage refrigerator. Also have some race ramps up there. Those things are really handy. When I talked about those 3-inch extensions, what I have to do in order to use those 3-inch extensions on this lift is I actually have to get the lift up in the air, lower the car onto those race ramps, then lower the lift down far enough to get those extensions on, and then I can raise everything back up in the air. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying over here? Mike loves hummus. Yes, hummus is very good. And by the way, we have Mike Matarazzo on here from Click Lewis. If you guys saw some of my videos where I compared the C5 to the Porsche Boxster, and then we did a video comparing my C7 to a Toyota Supra, those were both filmed at Click Lewis Chevrolet in Palmyra, Pennsylvania. And so a huge shout out to Mike for helping me out. Now that light is hot. Huge shout out to Mike for helping me out, and also helping Justin out with his C8. So you guys know Horsepower Obsessed will be getting a C8 here soon, we hope. But of course, it's hard to say when with the GM plants shutting down because of this whole virus thing. So let's see here. That is more frozen strawberries than I've ever seen. Yeah, you know what? I actually haven't opened that freezer in a while. That is a huge bag of frozen strawberries. I didn't even know you get a bag that big, so it's pretty crazy. Let's see. ShopRite Liquor is ringing the doorbell. They have Johnny Walker there at ShopRite. Let's see. We got a hell yeah for Victory Beer. Awesome. Another thumbs up and a muscle for Victory Beer from Go C6. You're more than welcome. Thanks, Mike. No, really, man, I really appreciate it. Love coming up and visiting the dealership and checking out what you guys have. They always have some really cool used cars. You know, some new car dealerships have a good used lot, others don't. I can tell you Click Lewis has an awesome used lot. There's always something fun there. If you're a performance car enthusiast, they always have something. I know they have a Ferrari up there now. Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you want to throw some stuff out there, what you guys have. They also ship too, so if you see something on their website and you're interested in it, you can always email me, team512garage@gmail.com. I'd be happy to drive up there and take a look at it for you, and maybe even do a video and shoot a video over to you. So check out the Click Lewis website. If there's anything on there that you're interested in, email me, team512, and you got to spell out 5, F-I-V-E, team512 at gmail.com. And I'll set up a time to go check it out. Oh, Joe Frank, just realized the Team512 logo. Yeah, it's over here on, that's the deck lid for my C5. So I replaced the rear deck and the hood on my C5, and I kept this thing around, and it sounded like a cool idea. So I ordered this online. I sent them my logo, and they sent this to me, and now it's my backdrop. So cool. I'm glad you noticed that. Let's see. Why not have everyone submit pics of their rides to you, both past and present, and post them at the end of one of your uploads? Yeah, that's great. I would love to do that. If you guys want to send me pictures of your car, actually, I might do a whole video on all those cars, including mine. That's fun. I think people really like to see those sorts of things. So, yeah, email me pics, guys. Team512 Garage. Spell out 5, F-I-V-E, Team512. The number 12, garage at gmail.com, and I'd be happy to feature some cars. It's a great idea, PC. Thank you. What do you think of the Lambo taillights? Oh, man, I don't know what I think of the Lambo taillights, actually. I think they're cool looking, but guys, look at these taillights that are on here. I also think that those are great looking taillights, too. I really, really like the C7 taillights. There's just I don't know, there's a certain kind of, I don't know, they look kind of evil to me, especially on a black car. But I would consider the Lambo taillights. I think they're kind of cool too. So I'm on the fence with them. I would put them on the car and check it out. Let's see. I want to put a Team512 deck on my C7 wicker bill. How do I get one? Gary, you mean like a sticker? Oh, decal. Yeah, check it out. Like one of these decals here. Gary, shoot me an email. I have a few of these stickers over here. I don't want people going crazy emailing me, but I do have a few of these stickers. And Gary, I will send you one if you want a sticker. I think I have like 5 or 6 of them over there. So how about the first 5 people to send me an email, I can send a sticker to. There you go. I'm personally a massive fan of stock as possible, leave it alone. Yeah, so that is, you know, I like the stock plus or the OEM plus look on my cars. That's why I haven't gone too crazy with the C5 either, other than those seats. I don't know if you guys noticed when I opened up the door inside the C5, I have red stitching on the e-brake boot, on the shift boot, on the steering wheel, and just some minor red accents here and there. It looks as if the car could have come that way, and I kind of like that style too. So let's see. Thanks, Scott. I think it would be great for us to make each other a little more tangible during these times of curfews and lockdowns. Yep. To clarify, other than useful power and mods. That's an important clarification. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I'm a big fan of adding power as well. So let me know. When I was talking about the Superchargers, I was obviously up underneath the car, so I wasn't able to see the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say regarding the centrifugal Superchargers like the A&A and the ECS kits as opposed to the PD kits like the LT4 blower, the Maggies. Who else makes one? Someone else makes a PD blower, a top mount blower. I can't remember who it is right now. But let me know what you guys think of my justification, right? I don't need a ton of power, 550. Now I heard the LT1s, obviously the weak part of the LT1 is the pistons. Anything over 650 rear wheel horsepower, those engines start to grenade. So I'm thinking if I keep it in the mid 5s, I won't have to, you know, rebuild the bottom end on that engine, and would have quite a bit of useful power. Useful. Whose definition, right? Let's see. So Mike says he's got an 01 C5 Vert, only 20,000 miles, an AWE tuned 700 horsepower factory warranty Mustang GT350, an F430 Spider F1, an M6 M Sport manual coupe, and of course new vets, crazy prices, and a few other pre-owned C7s. Mike, sounds like I need to make a trip back up there. That's quite the inventory list. I'd love to get some videos out there demoing some of those cars for you guys. That would be awesome. I gotta be honest with you, the last time I was up there filming up at Click Lewis, they had I forget what year, it might have been a 2019 Grand Sport. It was all yellow. It was I forget what the interior package was, but it had a lot of nice options on it. They were selling that car for a wicked, wicked price. So Mike does a great job. Again, if you guys are interested in any of the cars he just listed there, or if you want to see one of those cars, I'd love to make a trip out there and take a look for you guys. So let's see here. Dark Side C7, gotta run. Good night, guys. Good night, man. Thanks for joining in. Really appreciate the support. Thanks for hanging out. That one's sold. Okay, come on up at Horsepower. It's all yours. Yellow Vet is sending some yellow hearts because of the yellow Grand Sport. That's your car, buddy. I'm definitely going, wow. I'll wingman that trip. Good night, buddy. All right, good night, Harry. Thanks for jumping in and helping me remember some of my cars. I know I missed quite a few cars there, though. I don't think I have them all listed, but we'll do that in another video, maybe. Joe, you guys have nitrous. No nitrous. No, not at all. Let's see. I'm going to go back up a little bit here because I missed some. Gary says, thank you, Courtney. Yep. LT4. So HPO is, are you pushing for the LT4 blower? With the Z06 fueling system. So I would get the Z06 fuel pump and injectors too. So it would basically be, I mean, the car would be, the Grand Sport would be a Z06 without a warranty. And again, you guys, I understand that's a trade-off when you start doing mods like this. You know, the warranty goes right out the window. But the what I do know is the cam in the LT1 is a tad more aggressive than the cam in the LT4 that's in the Z06s. So when you put the Z06 fueling system and the LT4 blower, you can actually create a little bit more power. But again, you don't want to go too far with those stock pistons. Yeah, Joe, I got you. Yeah, I said nitrous. I should have said Nas, right? Fast and Furious. Edelbrock, that's right. Robert, thank you. Yes, the Edelbrock E-Force is another option. And in fact, I believe that you can keep your warranty if you have the Edelbrock E-Force Supercharger installed at one of their approved locations. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. All right, let's see. King Ramello, where's a good place to look for performance parts for LS2 C6? Anybody on here with an LS2 C6? Are you looking for stuff to install yourself, or are you looking to have it installed? That would be my first question. Mike, I'm coming up to check out that Mustang once this virus is gone. HPO, let me know when you're going, buddy. I would love to join you on that adventure. Let's see. Look back up to Supercharger question, please. I did ask on the Supercharger subject, do you think an LT4 Supercharger can be adapted to an LS3? Oh man, I don't know the answer to that question. Someone on here know the answer as to what, I don't know if anybody's put an LT4 blower on an LS3. That would be fun. That would be great. I don't know. Let's try and see what happens. Anything is possible with enough money. Yeah, it might be cheaper just to buy a whole LT4 and drop it in there, to be honest with you. What else, you guys? One thing I didn't point out, it's not the most earth-shattering thing, but I did get a chance to put new lights in the garage. So one of the things I was having the most issues with here is just the overall lighting. So you guys can see I put a bunch of fluorescent lights in, and it's really changed this garage for the better. Now you can see the paint on the wall there. I put the two-color gray and the red stripe. I need to carry that all along this wall here, and then of course I'm going to carry it on what little wall is over there. But there you go. Just something fun, keeping the garage looking good and practical at the same time. Let's see. Joe says, "Oh, shiny." Are you talking about my head? Probably. I keep hitting this lamp here, and it is not cold. It is pretty hot. So I'm gonna shift things around a little bit here. The I-beam accent is nice. Thanks, man. That's a stock I-beam in the house, painted red. I think things are going to look a lot better with either a black fridge or a carbon fiber fridge, and the paint on those walls. But I'm waiting for the weather to stay warm. So let's see, paintwork, of course. Yes. Yeah, this garage needs a little bit of TLC in the paint department and some other areas. But you know, I love coming down here, you guys. This is such a fun place for me to come make videos for all of you. And like I say all the time, I love sharing my passion for automobiles. You know, I may not know everything, I may not be the best mechanic, but I really do enjoy filming videos and sharing the stuff that goes on down here with you. It's so much fun for me. I enjoy the entire process. And you know, just to talk a little bit about YouTube real quick, I started the channel about 1 year and 2 months ago. Didn't really know what was going to happen, why. You know, I just saw other people doing these videos like Horsepower Obsessed and Yellow Vet 04. Those two guys kind of inspired me, and I just started making videos. And you know, my first 20, 30, 40 videos aren't all that great. Not that the ones I'm doing now are spectacular, but you learn a lot along the way. And for me, the biggest part about doing these YouTube videos has been the other people that I've met through this entire process, whether they're other YouTubers or other people in the Corvette community. It has been absolutely fantastic. So huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for subbing and especially for commenting on my videos. I really do love interacting with you, and these live videos are great because I get a chance to kind of do that one-on-one. So when you leave me comments, when you join into a live stream like this, it's amazing and it's a lot of fun, and I really appreciate the community that we've formed here, especially with you know, some of these other Corvette channels like Horsepower Obsessed and Yellow Vet 04 and Front Seat Driver and Cars Guys and Protective Dad Pranks and Maddie's Garage and Dee's Rides, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And I'm grateful for those guys for helping me get started with all of this, and they really do help push me and keep me creating content. And in fact, at Carlisle this year, I don't know how many of you are planning on coming to Carlisle, but you'll be able to meet and see all of us there if that's something that interests you. And we're going to have more announcements about Carlisle down the road here throughout the spring. I don't want to say too much quite yet about what we're doing at Carlisle, but would love to meet and see all of you if you guys are planning on coming to Carlisle. So let's see, what else are we saying over here? I'm going to be spending some time in my garage soon too. Need some Swiss tracks and set up the pressure washer stuff with some paint. Got to make it look as good as it feels to spend time there. Yeah, you know, one thing about your garage, Justin, Horsepower Obsessed, what I like about his garage is it's pretty deep. So you can get the car in and you've got room to work behind it. You guys have probably seen in this video and in my other videos, I have a freaking furnace right in front of my car over here. Here, if you guys haven't seen it, you have, but if you haven't, there's a furnace there. There's an old oil furnace, and I don't have a lot of room in the front of my car, but I decided to put the Max Jacks on this side of the garage in this bay so that I could be closer to my workbench and my tools over here. And all the way over on this side, I don't know if you guys can see it, right back there, there's an oil tank. And so I made the decision to move or to put the lift on this side so that I could access my workbench and not have to deal with the oil tank. So there's trade-offs. I'm thinking about doing a propane furnace, something much smaller, get that oil tank out of here, and it'll be better. And Justin, your garage is going to look amazing with Swiss tracks if you decide to do it. You guys know I've got Swiss tracks in the garage here. I'll show you guys real quick if you haven't seen it. That is the Swiss tracks I have in here. You know, people ask me if I like the Swiss Tracks, and what I like to say about the Swiss Tracks is it makes the garage feel like another room in your house, right? So it doesn't necessarily feel like a garage. It feels like you're walking from like your living room into a family room. And that's the feel that I really love about this garage. It doesn't feel like a garage. It feels like another room in my house. And that's why I like to, hang stuff up like this and do this little board project and put these lights up here. I want to give it a, cozy, homey type of feel so I can just sit back and relax, create videos. I come down here to edit videos sometimes just because it's my happy place. You guys know, you got your own happy places, right? Let's see, what else? We could convoy HPO, we could convoy to the TeamFive12 Garage. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Carbon fiber kegerator. Robert, I like the way you think. There's plenty of room between that refrigerator and that other workbench over there. We could do a carbon fiber kegerator. Heck yeah, Justin, definitely one of those things we can do this summer for sure. So Robert says, what does TeamFive12 mean? Area code. It is not my area code. When I came up with TeamFive12, I wasn't even thinking about area code, and then I got a lot of questions about the area code. And so I'm trying to migrate away from the Team 512, the numerals 512, into Team 5 spelling out the 5 and then 12, so that I can kind of move away from the area code. I think the 512 area code is somewhere in Texas, Austin, or outside of Austin, Texas. I am in Pennsylvania. My area code is not 512, but 512 actually it's more of a personal meeting than anything else. But both of my kids, their birthday is on the 5th day of the month, hence the 5. And my wife, Courtney, who you guys all met tonight, her birthday's on the 12th of the month. So I like to try to include them in all this crazy car stuff that I do. And that was the way I thought about including them, is just kind of bringing their birthdays together and making a brand out of it. And unfortunately, I didn't even consider the whole area code thing when I did it, but there it is. So that's what 512 means. Thanks for asking. I've been asked that a few times, but I think some people still that don't know the answer to that still think maybe it's an area code thing. Peter Carey, for what it's worth, Scott, keep us subscribers in mind with our comments. That's where HPO shines. He replies to everyone, and he's at 35,000 subscribers. Not an easy task. I appreciate it, and unlike so many YouTubers, you both give us email addresses. Since I'm a dinosaur, I'm not on social media, so I really do appreciate it. Yes, definitely, PC, Peter Carey. Peter is great. He probably subscribes to every single Corvette channel and more. And he does such a great job on commenting on everybody's videos. And I make an effort, so does Justin and a few other YouTubers, to really comment back on your comments when you comment on our videos, because again, we like the exchange. We like the back and forth. We like being able to connect and communicate. So that's great, PC. Thanks for sharing that. Absolutely, Peter. It's all about connecting, there you go, with people with the same kind of passions as we have. Justin couldn't have said it better. We basically said it the same way. It's right. Justin says, I will reply to every comment for as long as I can. Thank you, Justin. Peter N. I love my garage, especially when my wife watches Hallmark. That's awesome. Gary says, tell me your email again. It is right here, team512garage@gmail.com. So just like you see here, spell out the 5, team512garage@gmail.com. You can send me an email. Robert, thumbs up. Thanks, buddy. PC, thank you so much. Yeah, man, you're welcome. Thank you for commenting on all the videos. I can always count on at least one comment on my videos from you, PC. So thanks, man. Really appreciate it. All right. Whew. I need to hydrate. I'm doing a lot of talking over here. Let's see. Go C6. Thanks for hanging in there, buddy. Hey, if you are one of the 22 people still on this live stream, just give me a thumbs up. You don't have to comment anything. Just put a thumbs up in the comments there, just so I can see who's still hanging out with me and everyone else on here. Let's see, already done. I think I missed something here. Oh, there we go. Pete, King Ramella, yes. Robert, thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Amber did too. Peter, thumbs up. I think that's Peter. Peter that just gave me the thumbs up. Are you the one that I did the steering wheel for? And you just got your dash done in your car? Looks great, by the way. That dash looks awesome. James Bokalik, thanks, buddy. Thumbs up. Hey, James Bokalik, Garage Key. Matt, thanks, buddy. Conrad, thank you. Love it when the good things bring people together. Cole, so do I, man. Let me know, Cole, if there's anything on the C5 you want to see. It's just sitting right over there. We can go take a look at it if you want. Peter N, yes. All right. Yeah, if you guys want to see Peter N's car, you can check out the video I did where I installed a carbon fiber steering wheel and the carbon fiber center console in his Z06. In that video, you also saw a carbon fiber dash. I did not install the dash in that video. In fact, he just had that dash installed. It looks amazing. And Peter, if you want to put your Instagram name, your Instagram handle up there, people can go check out your car. It's a real nice Z06 for sure. Let's see. Duramax Country Boy, I'm still here. All right, buddy. Thanks for hanging in, man. 100% agree, Cole. Yes, go C6. Cheers, buddy. Joe, thumbs up, man. James Bokalik says Garage Key. James Bokalik, comment whether I'm allowed to tell everybody what Garage Key means. And we can share that one. What do you think about a cold air intake? Pros, cons. On the C7 itself, Pete, if you're talking about the C7, I don't know how effective they are on an LT1. I know on an LT4, it's been proven that a cold air intake adds some reasonable horsepower to that engine. But I don't, from the research I've done, I don't know how much of a difference it makes on an LT1. But comment below if you have, if you can share some experience with putting a cold air intake on. I thought about doing it, but again, I don't know that it's going to add that much for the cost. You know, some of these cold air intakes get really, really expensive. Oh, Courtney gives a thumbs up. All right, guys, so Courtney is still on. Oh, I'm late here. Are we talking Corvette stuff? We can talk about anything you want. Is it Bassman? It's not Bassman, is it? It's Bassman, right? I think we might have gone through this before. Let's see. Best Corvette channels on YouTube, HPO and TeamFive12. Robert, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And HPO has a great Corvette channel. You are correct. The best, yeah. Heck yes, Robert. Thank you, man. Yep. James Bokalik says, I can tell you what garage key means. I'm here later. We just talked. Oh, wait. Am I reading these already? Let's see. So, Peter N., Vet 17Z06. So, if you want to see the pictures of the steering wheel and the center console, as well as the carbon fiber dash, it looks great on his car. CC, it was nice meeting you. Oh, Peter, quit flirting with my wife, buddy, okay? That thing's gonna be the first thing I do to my vet, cold air intake. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, so you know, on the LT1s, the cold air intake, what it does do though is it opens up a little bit more noise under the hood, and from what I've heard, it actually increases the sound level or volume on your exhaust too. So it might be worth it just for that. Let's see. The GM Performance Intake adds 17 horsepower. Is that on an LT4 or an LT1 HPO? Yes, bass as an instrument. All right, buddy. I'm a fellow guitar player too. Used to play bass in a couple bands, but that's for another video. Maybe we'll do a live stream on that. Sorry to add 17 horsepower on the ZR1. Like you need 17 more horsepower on that car, dude. PC, hey, that's part of the subscriber benefit program, spending time with CC. The LT5, yes, I'm sorry, the LT5. 62 or 72 vet looks. 62 or 72 vet looks. Cole, I'm not sure what you mean by that. If we're talking about years, let's go 62. I don't think that's what we're talking about though. Thanks, Go C6. I appreciate the support, man. Awesome. What about a bigger throttle body? Fast makes a 102 millimeter throttle body. I think stock is 92. Yeah, so I actually was over talking to, I'm spacing now. When we were over at Complete Street doing Yellow Vet's tune, I was talking to them about doing a tune on the Grand Sport just to see what more we could get out of that engine stock before I do any mods, right? So we would run it on the dyno with the Xpipe and the AWE touring axle back, see what it puts down, kind of baseline it, and then actually just do a tune without doing any other modifications and run it again and see if we can get any more power. And, you know, it's not cheap to put a car on the dyno, you know, usually about $500 for a dyno session. And if you guys have ever been part of a dyno, like a real dyno session, it's a couple hours worth of work to do it right. So what Andrew was telling me over at Complete Street is, you know, if you want to do a tune on this thing, wait till you've got some other mods going on so that you're not blowing $500 to just tune a stock engine and then do your mods and come back and spend another $500 to tune it again. So he was happy to take my money, but I appreciate the advice there. So I think before I do any kind of mods, I really want to plan this out, and I might just go for the Supercharger and just get it done. Now, one of the things though that I want to do if I put a blower on this car is I really do want to keep the stock exhaust manifolds and those primary cats. And one of the big reasons is on my C5, there's no cats on it at all. It's headers, catless Xpipe, and we've got the tie exhaust on it, and it smells pretty bad. I think that's the only issue I have with that C5 is when you get out of that car, I mean, you smell like hydrocarbons, which as a car guy, I think it's kind of cool. But if I drive it to work, I like walk into the office building and everybody within like a 10-foot radius can smell me coming and going. It's got its benefits, I guess. Let's see. What else are we saying here? I have an AFE cold air intake on my 19 GS. It looks great, but I don't notice any horsepower gains. I picked it up pretty cheap, about half normal price. Yeah, if I could pick one up cheap, I would probably consider doing one of those, and the AFE is the one that I would probably end up doing. HPO says it adds an 11 horsepower on an LT4, and it adds a big goose egg on the LT1. So yeah, I mean, for the cost, it looks good. You know, when you pop my hood, it just looks like a stock LT1. So there's nothing, you know, earth-shattering going on there. But it would be cool to pop my hood and see an LT4 blower with like a custom plate on top. So we'll see. Let's see. Solar engineering throttle body and throttle controller make a very noticeable improvement in throttle response. Okay, very cool. That's something I don't have experience with. I know Horsepower Obsessed had one on his channel, and you guys can hop over there and watch the results of that throttle body, at least on his ZR1. Let's see. It was in a hard call for me, but 62 edges out. Yeah. Let's see, Baseman, I'm thinking of doing the solar throttle body myself on my 19 GS. Let's see, throttle response is horrible. Baseman, do you have an auto or a manual in your GS? Let's see, Cole 62 with the optional HT for looks. Baseman, do it, you won't be sorry. Cole McMeans, yep. I have the throttle controller as well, going in soon. The ported throttle body added nothing. No extra power, no throttle response. I would not recommend it. Okay, there you go. Baseman says stick. Okay. And your throttle response, I would love to kind of A/B test an LT1 Corvette, a GS, a Z51, a Stingray that has the throttle body and the throttle controller, and compare it, A/B it with my car, which is basically stock, and just see how much of a difference that makes. I don't know, I seem to have a lot of fun with my car, regardless of that would be great. Yeah. So if anybody's close to me that has those mods done to their car, I let's do a video. That'd be fun. Peter N says, I added a GM intake throttle and, oh yeah, the Akrapovic or Akrapovich, not 100% on the pronunciation of that. Got 578 at the wheels. I thought I would have gotten more. So I heard Peter's car in person. That exhaust sounds insanely good, you guys. I actually filmed a clip when I was installing the steering wheel. I did a cold start shout out that never made it into the video. So I actually have a cold start of Peter's car, and it sounds amazing, you guys. That is an incredible exhaust. 578 to the wheels is pretty good, man. I'm gonna have to wait till I get that blower put on before I even think about racing you. I like live guinea pigs. Baseman says. I'm not sure what that means. Gary says you can drive mine to Carlisle. Gary, that would be awesome. That's right. I forgot you're coming out there. Oh, my neighbor Jamie says he's logging off. We'll listen out the window for another cold start. I told you. See, my neighbors love me. They sign on to my live stream and they say nice things about me. What can I say? Although he's not the neighbor that's over there, he's the neighbor over there. So he probably didn't hear that cold start. Oh, and then call the cops. You're a good man. Thank you. So if anybody on here is going to Carlisle, I know Gary's going to Carlisle. If you're considering going to Carlisle, put a thumbs up in the comment section here so I can see if anybody else is going. Would love to meet everybody. Oh, live guinea pigs. I got you. Okay. Sorry, man. Yes, live guinea pigs, like when you do stuff to your car. Yes. Yellow Vet still hanging out there. Thanks, buddy, for the thumbs up and for hanging out. PC already has his reservations. So does HPO. Yeah, HPO is thinking about going. Actually, HPO, which car are you thinking about bringing? That's probably the better question, because by August, you're going to have that C8 and you're going to have the ZR1. Joe Frank's going. All right, Joe. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to be there all week. HPO and I, Cars Guys, Maddie. Who else is going to be there all week? Front Seat Driver's going to be there all week. So it's going to be fun. A couple of my buddies have C5 Z06 and a ZR1. Awesome. Yeah, you know, the C5 Z06, that's really interesting that you brought that up. Probably one of my favorite Corvettes of all time. And you guys know the story of the Z06 and the fixed roof coupe. So you guys know my 99 C5 is a fixed roof coupe. They made about 4,000 of them in 99 and another 2,000 in 2000. So there's a little over 6,000 fixed roof coupes. And then, of course, you guys know in 2001, the body style of the fixed roof coupe became the Z06, but they put the LS6 in the Z06. Always love that C5 Z06. Such an awesome car. I love the brake ducts down low. There's just something about the fixed roof coupe being kind of that first almost Z06. I don't ever claim that my FRC is a Z06, but it was kind of like the instigator for that car. And I think the story of the FRC is just such a great story. You know, you started to see sales sagging with the C5. Corvette sales overall was, you know, sagging. And someone at GM had the bright idea to make a low budget, cost effective Corvette. And inside of GM, when they were designing the fixed roof coupe, they called it Billy Bob. Billy Bob was the nickname. And basically it's a convertible. It's a convertible C5 that they bolted and bonded a roof to and called it the fixed roof coupe. They found out that it was 14% stiffer than the standard coupe with the target top. And someone inside of GM basically said, look, we're not going to make a budget Corvette. We can make a stripped down Corvette, but because it's a little stiffer than the regular coupe, why don't we throw on some stiffer shocks, a little bigger sway bars, and we'll put a power steering cooler on it, and we'll bill it as the stripped down track model of the C5 Corvette. So that's pretty much the history of the fixed roof coupe. I think it's a fun history for GM. I think it's a fun piece of history for the Corvette overall. And I love just owning a piece of that. I love that story, and I love owning a piece of that story. So before you guys ask, why did I buy a fixed roof coupe? There you go. That's the reason why I bought a fixed roof coupe. It's just a really, really neat story. And yeah, and then it became the Z06, which is just such an awesome car. If you guys ever have a chance to drive a C5 Z06, you'll see exactly what I mean. That LS6 is such a sweetheart of an engine paired with that 6-speed manual. It's a great car, particularly with the gearing that's in the transmission of the Z06. It's a little bit different than the gearing in the coupes. So it's more geared for the track, obviously. So it's a great car if you guys ever have a chance to drive one. So let's pop over here to the comments, see what else is going on. Anyone here have a C6 ZR1? Such a cool car, right? The C6 ZR1 is such an awesome car. I don't have one, obviously. Maybe someone else does. Let's keep getting through the comments here. Duramax Country Boy, I'll be coming down to hang out with you guys. Hopefully next year I'll be there with my Corvette. I hope so, man. I hope to see you this summer, and I hope to see you next summer with your Corvette. That would be awesome. Just like Justin said, that would be awesome, man. Joe Frank, isn't there an FRC with the Z51 package? Yes. So actually, all of the FRCs came with the what's known as the Z51 package in them. So it's basically a stripped down C5 with that bolted and bonded roof on, and the upgraded suspension, which are the shocks and the sway bars and the power steering cooler. So at that point in time, that's what constituted the Z51 package. The brakes were the same as the standard coupe brakes, so it really was just a few bits and pieces there that made up the Z51 package. Yep, you're absolutely correct. Thank you, because I forgot to mention that. King Ramella, the other Justin, will be there all week. Awesome. Basically everything but the engine. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. The engine and there's a couple other things that are in the Z06 that are different. Basically, it's the engine, and there's some things that are different with the transmission, the gearing. The earlier manual transmissions in the C5s did not have. They had paper blocker rings in the transmission, whereas the newer ones did not. Now, I had my transmission rebuilt in the C5, so I did the clutch in my C5 a month before I started my YouTube channel on the floor of this garage without the lift. I put a Monster level 2 clutch in there, and I took the transmission to RKT Transmissions in Maryland, Fredericksburg, Maryland, I believe. And it was the Sunday before Christmas, 2 Christmases ago. I brought it down Sunday morning, and he took it apart in about 20 minutes, the entire transmission, said, you're going to need a new this, and this. I'll text you when I'm done. So I went out and explored Maryland for a little bit and came back at about 4 o'clock that afternoon, and the transmission was all rebuilt, ready to go, ready to handle 600 rear wheel horsepower. And that Monster level 2 clutch is able to handle 550 to 600 rear wheel horsepower. So guys, I could be pumping more power into that C5. I really could, and the transmission and clutch would hold it. So the only thing we would have to worry about is that rear diff. So maybe I should forget putting a supercharger on the C7 and put a blower on the C5. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Oh, hang on a second here. We got to scroll back up. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's see. Gary says Broome County Corvette Club will be at Carlisle Thursday until Sunday. Awesome. So I'm thinking you're a part of that club, Gary, and we'll definitely chat in person. Can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. I want Carlisle to get here, but I don't want the summer to be over that fast. So I'm looking forward to it. Good night, Courtney. Thank you for helping out. Baseman, what he says, do you charge when you do stuff to other people's cars at your house, or is it just hangout things? So that's a good question. If you ask my wife, who was on this live stream most of the evening, she would say I need to charge people to do stuff to their car. Most things that I have done for people up until now have been kind of pro bono for the exchange of allowing me to film it and also create a video, because obviously creating videos and creating content with other people's cars, with other products that they purchase, other parts that they purchase, is a lot less expensive and scales a lot better than obviously buying parts for my cars and doing videos. So I don't mind doing things kind of pro bono on other people's cars as long as I get to film it. It just depends on what it is. If it's something that is going to take more time for me to do, more time away from the family, that sort of thing, you know, there may be a cost involved. So it just depends, Baseman. That's a great question. Thanks for asking. I haven't had that question before, but I've done a number of things to other people's cars, and in order to create content. Where it starts to get tricky, though, you guys, is any liability. So if I do something to your car and something happens to your car, whether it's related to what I did to your car or not, you know, there's some liability on my part. So when we start to get more involved with more technical things, you know, brake jobs or pulling apart the engine, anything that's related to safety, there's some liability on my part, and I'm starting to. I have a plan in place. I have a plan in place to take care of that liability piece. So more to come on that. Great question though. Let's see. CC, you're supposed to pop back into the garage and wave goodnight. Stop it, PC. Oh, got it. Didn't know they were all that way. Yes. Go C6. Got to run, guys. Great night. Thanks, man. Thanks, Rich, for hanging in. See you, Ghost. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Courtney. Let's see. Thanks, Courtney. Take care of the wizard. Thanks for hosting. You're welcome, buddy. This is fun. How many people we still have on? 18 people still on here. All right. You guys want to hang? Scott, I'm heading out. I have a video to film. Thanks for the live video, man. Yeah, so you guys don't know this about HPO, but he works on a little bit of a different schedule than I do. So I think he starts a little later in the day and ends a little later in the day than I do. So HPO, thanks for staying on for so long, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Have fun. Good to chat with you again. Sounds like an A&A kit for the FRC. Yeah, if I was going to do anything to the FRC in terms of a supercharger, it would be an A&A kit for sure. Robert, got to run, Scott, and Justin, keep up the great content. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for your support, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with me and everyone else all night. Joe says more power. Yes, sir. Cole McMeans, blown C5. Well, hell yes. I know, you guys. That is something I've thought about. The car can handle it. Maybe we should do it. What day this year is Carlisle? What day? Well, it's a couple different days. I think it starts either August 21st or August 24th, somewhere in there. Yellow Vet 04 says, wait, do you do these installs for free? Come on, buddy. No, I just put people up, room and board, buddy, for 4 nights to put a cam in their car. If you guys haven't seen that video, we put a cam in Yellow Vet 04's C5 right here in the TeamFive12 Garage. We had some issues with some valve springs. You guys can check the video out on his channel, Yellow Vet 04, and of course you can see it on my channel as well. Haha, Yellow. Yeah, I think Yellow Vet 04 has his lawyer on hold. Yeah. Okay, signing off. Keep up the great work. Stay safe. Gary, stay safe too, buddy. Stay healthy. Thanks for hanging out, man. That's awesome. PC says 27th through the 30th is Corvettes at Carlisle. Thanks, man. Great time in the end. Yes, Yellow Vet, it was an awesome time. I'm heading off, buddy. All right, appreciate the video and fun time. Definitely do more of them. All right, guys, I am going to head out to, looks like everybody is getting ready to roll out of here. I'm going to finish my drink and finish the car over here. Thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. This was a lot of fun. Remember, shoot me an email if you guys have any questions about anything we talked about. TeamFive12 Garage right here, just like you see here at gmail.com. Yeah, thanks again for hanging out. Stay healthy, you guys. And again, a big shout out to anybody on here that's a nurse, a doctor, a first responder, a truck driver, a volunteer, anybody who's helping out with this situation right now. National Guard, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all that you do. Till next time, see ya.